totally Jurassic! It's a dinosaur tooth! Mario!
If I were to ask you, what is the most deadly creature to ever set foot on the planet, there's a good chance you would answer Tyrannosaurus rex. This dominant theropod from the Cretaceous period proudly rules as king of the dinosaurs. But what if I told you that there was another predator who stalked the planet roughly 80 million years before T-Rex that was just as dangerous and maybe more deadly? The never-ending expanse of rocky hillsides and prairies filled with flowing yellow grasses visually define the modern state of Wyoming's rugged countryside. Yet if you were to travel back in time some 160 million years, you would find yourself smack in the middle of the Jurassic period. And things look quite a bit different, as this environment was blanketed in lush, swampy forests. Considered the golden age of dinosaurs, the Jurassic gave rise to some of history's most iconic species, like Stegosaurus, Brachiosaurus, and the focus of this expedition, the predatory nightmare known as Allosaurus. Roughly 150 million years ago, Allosaurus went extinct. Yet finding the remains of this ultimate Jurassic predator are quite possible if you know who to work with and where to look. Thermopolis, Wyoming, nicknamed the Hot City, only has a population of around 3,000 people, yet what it lacks in human density, it makes up for in geological glory. Not only does it boast having the world's largest mineral hot spring, it's also a hot zone for fossils, and as a result, became home to one of the nation's most renowned museums, the Wyoming Dinosaur Center. This nonprofit organization is devoted to educating the public about prehistoric life, and their facility displays one of the largest and most unique fossil collections in the world. Upon arrival, we took a quick tour, led by Jack. He's the head of public relations, but definitely fits the role of a brilliant paleontologist, and his knowledge of dinosaurs was encyclopedic in nature. You could spend a week admiring the center's collection, yet we were after Allosaurus.
So this is what it would look like if I was in the Jurassic period and found myself in the jaws of Allosaurus. I can just imagine what it would be like to be this Stegosaurus on my back with these teeth coming down straight at you and looking down the throat is a pretty haunting image.
What's unique about the Wyoming Dinosaur Center is that beyond the actual museum, they have a number of active dig sites. And today we're getting the chance to visit a site known as Something Interesting. Discovered in 1995, this mudstone deposit in the Morrison Formation is famous for being the only confirmed dinosaur feeding site in the world. Roughly 150 million years ago, a young Camarasaurus died at the edge of a lake and became the feeding grounds for a variety of carnivorous dinosaurs, including Allosaurus.
All right, there it is. I see it in the distance. The dig site. We are almost there. How excited are you getting right now?
I'm very excited. This is our first time actually digging in an area or looking for actual dinosaur fossils.
I don't think it's hit me yet. These will be true dinosaur fossils and Jurassic fossils.
Right.
I mean, 150 million year old dinosaur bones. We're going to see them today.
Yeah, my favorite dinosaur is Tyrannosaurus rex, right? But I love all theropods as well. Allosaurus was a dominant theropod in the Jurassic, and I mean, any fragment or remnant that we could potentially find of an Allosaurus would be amazing.
I'm pretty intrigued by Allosaurus. I feel like it's an underrated predator.
Yeah.
I mean, if you compare it to T-Rex, yeah, it's only about half the size and it has a smaller skull, but it's much more agile. And with the longer forelimbs and 3 fingers,
Right.
I feel like it's a much more dangerous predator than T-Rex. Allosaurus, a greatly underappreciated theropod, in my opinion. Okay, we have made it to the site. I can see that Jessica is right there waiting for us. Let's go meet Jessica and Angela and get started.
All right, high three.
High threes, yeah, let's do it.
Upon arrival at the dig site, we're greeted by Jessica. She's the education director and will be overseeing our digging activities. Also on site with us is Angela, a paleontologist and the dig site manager, who will help us identify and properly record any fossils we uncover.
All right, Jess, so this is the Something Interesting dig site. It looks very interesting, and it appears as if you guys have uncovered a lot of dinosaur bones already. Where would we be digging today?
So we're gonna dig right here in this little area. We've had some pretty good luck this last year finding some Allosaurus teeth.
Let's step down into here. I just want to get a look at what this is. So multiple layers, right? Now, what do you call this substrate? Can I actually touch it?
Yep, you can touch it. It's kind of like a shaly mudstone.
Mudstone, I like that. That's cool. So what I think we should do then is, Mario, maybe I will start on one side, you start on the other side, we try to meet in the middle, and may the man who finds the dinosaur tooth first win. How about that?
Sounds good. Sounds like a challenge.
Okay, so I see this, and maybe you tuck this over here as a surprise, but I've already spotted it. Check this out. I imagine this is what we're gonna plow through the earth with today. This is a
No.
pickaxe, right? No?
That is a pickaxe, but that is not what we are going to be using today.
I have always said that paleontology is a profession of patience. So I guess I can understand why the pickaxe isn't exactly the tool of choice. Jessica quickly gave us a demonstration of the tools that would be most effective, and of course, the safest for excavating Jurassic Age fossils. An oyster knife, a paintbrush, and a good old-fashioned dustpan. Yep, that's about as scientific as it gets. But believe it or not, these simple everyday tools are universally used by paleontologists around the world. I still think the pickaxe looks and would be cooler. But when you're talking about priceless fossils, delicacy and precision definitely win out over cool. So with the team assembled, we set up the cameras, and it was time to start our dig. I'm officially a paleontologist today. Probably gonna make a significant discovery. I'm not sure what that discovery is gonna be. Sometimes you just get that feeling from within your soul that today is the day that I'm going to find something amazing. All right, you excited to get started?
Yep.
All right, well,
tools.
I got my pickaxe. Oh yeah, can't use the pickaxe. I have my oyster knife and my paintbrush, and I'm ready to go. So you're gonna dig in from this side. I'm gonna dig in from that side. So let's create this into a perfect square.
That's your
I'll keep the
Allosaurus.
Allosaurus here for motivation.
I've got my Dr. Alan Grant. He's going to be helping me out today.
Okay, perfect. Good luck. May the best man find the first Allosaurus tooth.
All right.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
Find anything yet?
No, I haven't even started.
Oh,
See? Impatience.
I'm
name-
rather impatient.
The name of the game is patience when it comes to paleontology.
As we slowly began to chip back the crumbling mudstone, my mind traveled back in time to the Jurassic period. I wondered how this scene really played out 150 million years ago, and I tried to envision a pack of Allosaurus descending upon this Camarasaurus. Was it already dead? And was it the wretched stench of decaying flesh filling the swampy air that drew these predators into the feast? Or was the large sauropod possibly trapped in thick mud, providing an easy target for the lighter weight and agile predators? Many scientists believe that Allosaurus may have been a pack hunter, and like modern-day wolves, would sometimes follow their prey for days, slowly wearing the larger animal down until a kill could be made. Regardless of this Camarasaurus' demise, one thing was for certain. Several Allosaurus had considered this exact place to be something interesting, a ready-made buffet line for all-you-can-eat meat.
Okay, so we have been digging for around 2 hours, but we have completely cut a line from this looser substrate down into the slaty mud clay. And now what we're left with is what looks like a perfect skull-sized square.
Yeah.
And Mario, what do you think we're gonna find inside this square?
Well, of course, the goal is to find a tooth, but
Who knows? Maybe some like dinosaur eggs or something, you know?
Could be dinosaur eggs, could be a dinosaur skull. No matter what, we're gonna dig it up and find out what is inside.
What we discovered by doing this trench here is that this is kind of like lasagna. You could clearly see here all the layers, and we finally got to the layer that will be hopefully conducive to teeth and stuff. Yeah.
There could be dinosaur eggs, or there could be a dinosaur skull inside this giant slab of prehistoric lasagna. So if you guys are ready, let's keep digging.
All right.
Like modern-day sharks and crocodiles, prehistoric theropods are constantly losing and replacing teeth. So as their jaws crunched into the flesh, tendons, and bones of a fallen victim, teeth were frequently breaking off. These lost teeth would in turn fall into the mud and eventually be trapped in time. Over the past 20 years, the Wyoming Dinosaur Center has uncovered hundreds of Allosaurus teeth from this site, so our odds of finding one are actually pretty good. But it's the patience thing that seems to be troubling me.
All right, I'm gonna give you guys an update. Coyote Peterson is facing fossil fatigue right now, and I've carved out a little section for myself to sit in. You can see how far we've come at this point. We've unearthed a lot, and we have found a handful of fragments, but we have yet to uncover a dinosaur skull or any dinosaur teeth. I'm not giving up though. That's not me giving up. That's me just giving an update. Fossil fatigue can easily be cured with water and a short nap. Maybe some beef jerky.
The intense heat and parched air continued to take their toll on our minds and bodies as the afternoon wore on.
The digging continues. I'm doing okay. I'm not as tired as Coyote. As a matter of fact, he is sleeping right now. Hey. Wake up, dude.
I have fossil fatigue. Leave me alone. I've found too many fossils. I need to rest.
Coyote got fossil fatigue very fast. Now he's got the axe, the pickaxe. You can't use that.
I'm about 5 minutes away from using the pickaxe.
You can't use the pickaxe.
I just feel like if you guys let me dig into this mound right here, we're gonna uncover a skull in like seconds.
The problem with fossil fatigue is you become delirious. He's in the delirious stage right now.
There's gotta be a tooth down here somewhere.
Yeah.
Come on, tooth.
Wheelbarrow after wheelbarrow of discarded mudstone was hauled and dumped off the hillside.
Boom!
Whoa, don't lose the wheelbarrow.
And that is how you take a mud dump.
Yet as the hours passed, we still hadn't found a dinosaur skull, let alone a single tooth.
What's new with you, Coyote?
Well, I've found some interesting little bone fragments.
Nothing substantial at this point.
So I was real focused on the square, and it seems as I'm getting deeper and deeper. I'm finding more remnants of bones. So we are now down to the footprint layer right here.
Nearly 7 hours of slowly chipping and hauling mudstone is a tough task to comprehend. At first, it sounds like a blast. You figure you're going to dig a little ways down, and voila, there's a dinosaur fossil waiting to be discovered. But that's not exactly how it works. In fact, the harder we searched, the less we found. And for some odd reason, it seemed that when I completely lost my focus, that the entire course of the day seemed to change.
I'm gonna actually move over here to where Angela's at and see what she's got going on. Find anything cool?
Just the old bones that we found before.
Clean up in this area?
Yeah, I'd probably start with the paintbrush.
Okay.
It's almost impossible to describe how it feels to find a dinosaur tooth, but I'd liken it to being struck by lightning. And just so we're clear, I've never been struck by lightning, but it goes something like this. At first, you feel this bolt of energy surge through your body. Clearly something insane just happened, but you don't quite realize what. Your eyes widen, and then a shock of disbelief blankets over you, and your body becomes frozen in place.
Oh, we got something right here.
The hairs on the back of your neck stand up, and then with all of your might, you muster the most absurd thing that comes to mind. Holy Jurassic! It's a dinosaur tooth!
Mario! Come here, check this out. I think I found a dinosaur tooth.
No way!
There it was, without question, an Allosaurus tooth.
Oh my gosh, that's a tooth!
Okay, here, come and get a closer shot on it.
Where is it? Right here, you see this?
Celebration and excitement aside, a dinosaur tooth is just as delicate as a dinosaur bone. In fact, maybe more delicate.
So what Angela's doing is just bleeding glue into all of the little pieces.
I performed the ever-important task of jotting down the details and was even asked to exercise my incredible drawing skills to illustrate what the tooth looked like in the mudstone. Yep, that's pretty much a modern-day Picasso right there. Finally, with all the data logged, it was time to extract my Jurassic gem.
We have been out here today for going on 7 hours digging in the heat, but there it is right there, the holy grail of Jurassic fossils, the Allosaurus tooth. Angela and Jess are gonna both coach me through extracting this tooth from the matrix. I'm extremely nervous because if I mess this up, it means there's no second take, as in the tooth will be destroyed and lost forever. That's a lot of pressure, guys. So, Angela, what's the first thing I wanna do?
Start with a little bit of below it.
Okay, a little bit below it.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that, it is just flaking away. Oh, there we go. That's more tooth exposed right there. I can actually see the serrations running along the edge of the tooth. Earlier, Angela said to me that if you breathe too hard on a tooth, you can actually destroy it. And now I see how that's true. They're so incredibly delicate. Even a strong breath, at a tooth can blow pieces of it off.
You kind of want to go straight down with your oyster knife.
Okay.
And try and get in there, see if everything moves together. You're basically going to try and move the whole rock with the tooth.
Oh yeah, it is. The whole thing is moving. Okay, I think the tooth might be getting ready to pop out. Let's see. All right, you got an okay shot?
Yep.
I am about to, I think, lift the tooth out of the matrix. Here it comes. Okay, my hand is shaking. I'm nervous. All right, I got it. This is gonna be it. Okay, I'm gonna gently bring it into my hand here. Oh my gosh. We got it. That is an Allosaurus tooth.
Unbelievable. My hands are shaking just being able to hold a fossil of this magnitude. Just think about that. 150 million years ago, this tooth was digging into the flesh of other dinosaurs. Now this is a shed tooth, and this is about as perfect as it gets. Just about an inch in length. You can perfectly see the serrations. It has its tip. It doesn't get any better than this. And when you look at the tooth up close, you can see a bit of sheen to it. Much darker and much more dense than the other bone fragments that we were coming across today. Well, it was certainly a long day of digging, but that is the science of paleontology, a profession of patience. You can dig and dig and dig, and then when you least expect it, you come across the holy grail of all fossils, a theropod tooth. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next prehistoric adventure. All right, you guys want to wrap up the tooth before I accidentally drop it and we lose it for the rest of time?
When it comes to paleontology, you always have to expect the unexpected. And almost all of the greatest discoveries happen by simply being in the right place at the right time. And of course, by staying persistent. The day after I found my Allosaurus tooth, we returned to the Something Interesting dig site to film some additional B-roll. Mario, refusing to give up his search for a tooth, decided to spend a few more minutes chipping away at his side of the prehistoric mudstone, when all of a sudden, the unbelievable happened.
Did you really find a tooth? What?
Clear as day, that's a tooth.
Dude, all right, get it out of there.
Look at that.
Wow, holy cow. We were so close yesterday.
Yes.
In this exact spot. That is pretty crazy.
That's right, Mario found a tooth. A big tooth. In fact, one of the biggest and nicest teeth ever pulled from this site.
Mario, I think you forgot to say something.
Oh, that's right. Holy Jurassic, I found a dinosaur tooth. Coyote! No way!
The tooth was mapped, carefully extracted, and wrapped up so it could be taken down from the hillside. We returned to the Wyoming Dinosaur Center, and alongside Angela, we watched as she carefully cleaned and prepared our teeth for display. It's a process that takes considerable time, but upon completion, nothing is more beautiful than a 150 million year old tooth from the jaws of the Jurassic's top predator. The Wyoming Dinosaur Center is dedicated to preserving and protecting Wyoming's natural history treasures for future generations. Their museum is one of the nation's best, but what truly sets them apart is the fact that their dig sites are accessible to the public, and every day, tours lead you back to the Jurassic period where you can experience the thrill of a dinosaur dig. Ever since I was a little kid, Allosaurus has been one of my favorite dinosaurs. It's a predator that often goes underappreciated in the looming shadow of its larger and more popular cousin, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. But what it lacks in size and Hollywood fame, it makes up for in agility, intelligence, and predatory perfection in a time when dinosaurs first ruled the Earth, the Jurassic period, not the park. Very few people can say they have found a dinosaur tooth. I am proud to say that I am one of them. It's a moment you never forget, and an accomplishment you will carry your entire life. And it's cool that Mario found one too, even if his tooth was bigger. I found mine first, so I'm just saying, it's cool. Hey Coyote Pack, if you thought unearthing an Allosaurus tooth was incredible, make sure to go back and watch the episode where I held the world's largest and most famous T-Rex tooth. And don't forget, subscribe and click the notification bell so you can join me and the crew on our next prehistoric adventure.